Our first guest is in studio, and I mentioned that she was married at a very young age, as a teenager, and at that point, probably you do not even know what to do, and the situations that you found yourself in at that point are not conducive even for marriage. You got raped, and all of a sudden, you have to sort of like now accept that and be one with the person who did this. There's so much to that, and Cecilia is in the building today. You are very, very brave to be here. Karibu sana.
Asante, thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah.
I'm so excited
And
and
you look good.
I'm looking forward to have a wonderful time together.
We will.
Yeah,
Definitely
yeah,
will.
yeah.
I mean, we're in green. What
Yes.
could go wrong?
Yeah.
And she has a bomb shoes. I don't know if you guys can see her shoes. Like she has these shoes. Yani,
Thank you.
tukikatu hivi kona kona hivi, I'll have a conversation afterwards and
you.
just see
Thank you.
if I can get the hookup.
Sure, you get it.
I can.
Yes.
Karibu sana.
Yeah, we do Uganda, as I have told you.
Yes,
we
you
do
mentioned.
Uganda show. They are doing well.
Great.
Yeah, they are good.
And you're from Uganda. Well, not from, you're Kenyan, but you relocated to Uganda.
Yes,
so
yes.
umetutembelea nyumbani, karibu tena.
Asante. Yeah.
Cecilia, you have such a powerful story, and like the quote today, challenges happen in life,
Yes.
but what you do with them, how you overcome them, then that is what makes life meaningful and teaches people a lot. And today you're changing someone's life by just sharing that.
Yeah.
So as a teenager, what happened? What can you remember that particular day? Was it an evening?
Yeah, it was the evening. Actually, not really evening, but it was at night.
It was that night.
We can call it at night because it was around 8 to 9, around there.
That's night, yeah.
Yeah, that's night. Yeah? So my mom had just sent me to buy some things like sugar. We had a small kiosk nearby our home. Now, when I was going to do the shopping, I noticed some 2 men followed me on the way, and
How old were you?
that time I was 17 years. Yeah, I was 17 years, and I saw 2 men following me, and I finished purchasing my sugar, and immediately I purchased my sugar. There is this one guy that I noticed was our neighbor, and when he came nearer me, he asked me, "Where are you taking that sugar?" Immediately he held my mouth and he pulled me. Because he was a neighbor, he pulled me to his house. Yeah, he pulled me.
So it's somebody you knew?
Yes, it's somebody I knew, was working in a petrol station. I knew him when I was going to school because my mom had just transferred me to a day school. So I used to pass at their place. Yeah, my dad used to fuel at their place because he used to have a matatu.
Okay.
Yeah, those old matatus that people used to face one another.
Yeah,
you
face
remember
me,
them?
face me,
Yes,
yes.
face me. So yeah, so my dad used to pass there, and we used to fuel there when he's taking me to school. Now I knew the guy very well, but they were the owners of the petrol station. Okay. Now the guy pulled me to his house, and I tried to call my mother. I tried, but he raped me. And after he raped me, he kept me in his house. He locked the house 3 days.
You're just next door from your mom's house?
Yes.
And he wasn't even feeling kabaridi hivi?
Yeah, hakuna kabaridi. And he raped me. He stayed with me 3 days without food, without nothing. And the house, the good thing with the house, there were neighbors that were collecting what they were collecting some things outside there, like potatoes. So I checked from the window, and I saw the woman. I started calling the woman from outside, "Come and help me." And the woman helped me. They went. They knew the place where the mother of that guy was working. So they went and told the mother that there is a girl we have seen in the house. So the mother is the one who came and rescued me.
So these 3 days, is he constantly raping you at this point?
Yes.
All these days?
Yes.
So when the mother came, that's the mother who rescued you, the mother to the gentleman who did this to you.
Yes.
And were you now taken back to your mom? Had they started a search party? What was going on?
So, now that I was still in school, I was in Form 2. I was going to, it was around December. I was going to Form 3 now. So when that woman came, then now I call her mother-in-law. And now when she came, she rescued me. She took back. She took me to my mom.
Okay.
So when we went home, my mother started making noise. She didn't understand the whole thing. She didn't take it kindly, like I've been raped.
Yeah.
She imagined like I knew what I was doing.
You
she
eloped.
wasn't. Yes.
You just ran away from home.
Yeah. She was a little bit tough to me, but finally the woman said that we are going to pay.
Okay.
Yeah, because they were wealthy people. The woman agreed that this is a mistake of my son. We are going to negotiate, and we pay the losses, and we take the girl back to school. So the woman decided to take me to the hospital to check everything. But the mistake they didn't do, they didn't check if I'm pregnant or not.
Oh my God.
Yes.
So they checked HIV and
yes.
all of that, but they did not check if you were pregnant.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I went to the hospital, I had developed some continuous problem down here. Like 3 days already, I had some pain down here. That was in western areas, Kitale. So I developed pain here. So they treated the pain, but then they didn't check if I was pregnant. Yes. So yeah, I was given medicine, and I got well. And the day I was to be discharged, there were people who were coming, the friends of the other family. They used to come and all that. My mother didn't have money, and my mother was so bitter. My dad was calm, but my mother was very bitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have just forgotten something. So I've just remembered during that time that this woman, so that this time I'm being raped.
Yes.
I remember when I was that mother, now mother-in-law.
Yes.
When she told me that go alone, it was a bit late.
Okay.
I was arrested.
Ah.
Yes, she released me when it was late because she had not closed her business. So I was arrested, and when I was arrested, I was put in police the whole night. That is Kitale Moyes Bridge. I was put in a police the whole night.
My goodness.
Yes, because they asked me, "You are a student. What are you doing outside this hour?" and all that. So I was arrested. So the problem, why they didn't even bother to check, because after the police, now it was almost 7 days.
Yes.
Yeah. By the time they are thinking of taking me, already the 48 hours and all that.
Zishapita. Yeah.
So my dad is the one who came and heard that I saw your daughter in the police station, and she removed him from the police station, and she took me home. So when she took me home, I told my mother the story, and my mother was so mad. I had to call that woman. It was during the daytime when my dad came for me. So I had to call that woman so that she may tell the story. Okay. And she came and she talked to my family, now both parents. Yeah, my dad was calm, was so bitter, and I had all the blood, so it was I had blood all over my clothes. So there was nothing to hide. Like my dad saw it, and my mother saw it. Like I was raped, I had blood, I was a virgin, a young girl. Yeah, and the story started now to negotiate how they can do the paying.
Yes, yeah. So you went to hospital, you were treated. The day you were being discharged, did you go back home? Did you go back to school?
No, I didn't go back to school, or I was taken to my grandmother.
At this point, do they know you're pregnant?
Yeah, no.
No, they don't know.
Yeah, but I had developed some pain down here. Yeah. So painful, it was so painful. Yeah, so that is what they were treating. And I started getting some blood, as in bleeding.
Yes.
That.
Yeah.
It was bleeding. I didn't know why I was bleeding, but I was bleeding.
Okay.
So my grandmother assumed because I was bleeding, I nothing much happened, like pregnancy. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So I stayed with my grandmother. Later on, my mother and my dad, they decided to bring like a community thing, like a village thing, calling wazes and all that.
Yes, to have this conversation.
Yeah. So they called wazes, they called people around, and they came to negotiate. And my mother was convinced that this man should marry me.
Oh my God.
Yes.
So We're going to take a very short commercial break
Yeah.
at that point. Right
Yeah.
now we're talking to Cecilia, and this is a heavy one. This is a really heavy one. At this point, the families have decided that she needs to get married. Did she get married? Is she still married? We're going to be talking about that in a bit. But if you have any questions, words of encouragement, if you want to share your story, 111 for just a shilling. Switch TV KE on Instagram, Switch TV Kenya on Facebook. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Full Circle with Mukali. Hope you guys are having a great morning. Still talking to Cecilia, and her story is one of resilience, of patience, and a lot of courage. And the fact that she had to do something about it, and we'll get to that part of the story. But at this point, she was raped at night. She was arrested. She was locked up for 3 days. A lot. And at this point, she has been told that she has to marry this perpetrator. Did she? Did you, Cecilia? Did you?
No.
You didn't marry him?
I didn't marry him. My dad said no.
Okay.
My dad was a pastor, so he kept on insisting we have to pray and hear what God has for my daughter.
Okay.
So when the people said like they are supposed to give like a dowry, the mother of the young man, that
Yes.
young man who raped me, when they said there is some dowry we are supposed to pay and to take her to school, my dad said no. My mother tried to say no. Now, if at all she is pregnant, what is going to happen? But my dad stood and said no.
Okay.
So my dad tried to take me back to school, and not even thinking like I was pregnant. But my dad tried. When I went back to my school after like 2 months, I realized like I was pregnant.
2 months in?
Yes.
You're in Form 3 now?
Yes, now I'm in Form 3.
What did you do?
yes.
You're in school, and you know how girls can be, and even teachers and everybody in the community.
Yeah, now that the community, it was a talk of the day.
Talk of the town, yes.
Yeah, and I can imagine how my mom was feeling, like I've ashamed her and all that. I used to feel for her and try to understand her, but it wasn't easy for me because I was saying, like her woman, she could have understood me well than my dad, but I realized my dad understood me very well. But later on, my mom is the one who came up with an idea, like we can take her somewhere to a friend. We can take her somewhere that she can get help with good intention, not with bad intention. She started advising me that because now in this area it can affect you, and when you go far, nobody will know that you're pregnant, nobody will bother like that. So the story started now from there to plan how I'll go to another place. No, I had to stop going to the same school.
Yeah.
Now I stayed in the house. I stayed in mommy trying to find a place where she can take me until I delivered.
Wow.
Yes. And when I delivered my daughter, and now the mother of the boy came to the hospital, and they said, still, I need this baby, because now, my dad still refused. He said, I want to take my daughter back to school. And
Okay.
all that, yeah.
Okay.
So I was taken back home, and my dad promised to take me back to school. But he fell sick. He was not able to pay any school fees. He was not able to help me too much.
Okay.
So I didn't continue with the
education.
that my parents had, the plan they had. I had my siblings, and a lot of things were happening that time, school fees and all that. So I am the one sacrificed not to go to school.
So that
I
the
give them,
others-
because I already, like, I counted myself a failure.
Oh.
Yeah, I counted myself a failure, and the guy ran. The mother is the one who is following the case. The boy ran away, and I could not see him. So my dad kept on asking, now when we take her, she's going to stay with who? There is no man. You are the woman. You are the mother. So where are you taking our daughter? No. So I stayed. I delivered, and after my daughter was 7 months, is when we find somewhere that I can go and continue with my education.
Okay.
That was a family people. I didn't know that that man was not, they had divorced with the, I knew it is a family.
The family that you're going to now, after you've given birth, was a different family. Was it like a family friend, or they were family?
Family friends.
They were family friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
but
actually
this man was divorced.
Yeah, not divorced.
Oh.
They had just separated.
Oh, they just separated.
Yes.
Okay.
And actually was not direct friend of our family, but a neighbor.
Ah.
So a neighbor is the one who was used to help.
Okay.
Yeah, because he had, my mom really wanted to remove me from the area.
Okay.
So the neighbor is the one who helped. That was the friend, their friend. So the neighbor is the one who took me
to the other family.
To the other family. So I went there. She told me, now this is the place you go to school. They will employ a house girl. This is a good man. And I kept on asking, where is the mommy? Because
Yes.
I had that mind of like, I'm from parents. So
Yes.
everyone, I'll call them mommy,
Yes.
daddy. So I called that man daddy. Where is mommy? I'm looking forward to see mommy. When is she coming? And we stayed for a while. We stayed with him. Like after 2 weeks, I saw the children came. They were big children.
His children?
Yeah, his children. They were in the village. They came. So when they came, I heard them calling me mommy. And I'm calling their father daddy. So the confusion was there. Yeah, they started calling me mommy.
Aren't you going to school at this point?
Not yet.
Okay. So you're already being called mommy, and you were busy calling their father daddy? Allah?
Because I could see a figure of a father. Yeah. They kept on calling him father, and he kept on pushing me like, you are not good in cooking good food. Here I have a baby, a small baby kid, and here now I've been given another team, 3 children, and they are all calling me mommy. And
how big were the kids? Like how old were they?
That time.
Were they your age mates, or they were younger than you?
The difference was, the firstborn, the difference we were having is 6 years.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. The difference we are having is 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so they started calling me that, and the house, we never slept with that man because I could see he's a father, and the mentality like I'm married was not there. So when I saw the children, I got so excited because I knew mommy is coming.
Okay.
Yeah, so I could tell them we are going back to school, and we are waiting. Dad is going to get a house girl. I have come with my baby, and I made sure like I'm handling them very well so that I may get an opportunity also to go when they are going back to school. It never happened. I waited. The school were opened. They went to school.
And they left you behind?
I was left behind. And the man started telling me, you have to clean the house very well and all that. He started using me. When I wash the toilet, he said, repeat. When I do anything that you're from the village, he started abusing me. I have to teach you a lot of things. I have to teach you how to use the toilet and all that. So a lot of things happened during that time. And I remember this one day when the children now, they started abusing me because they could see their father doing it openly. And I asked the firstborn, where is mommy? And they said, we live with our daddy. Mommy doesn't live here. Mommy got another man and got married.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why they're calling you mommy, because mommy is not coming back.
Yes. And it ended me really in a bad way. I started thinking like, I'm from the rape.
Yes.
Now I am having a baby here. I don't have food to feed my baby, like I'm being mistreated. The mind of committing suicide came in me, and I said, I better die, because we are living near the road. Could keep on checking the cars when they are passing, and I kept on saying I can run, and the car to hit me. I started suffering inside, but I don't have any person to share with. I started thinking like, can I go back to my mother? And my neighbor told me, my mother knew the story, so how can I go back to my mother? How can I tell me that?
You were being set up to be married to this old man? No?
No, the neighbor said so. I don't know if the neighbor had bad heart for their relationship. I don't know. So I don't know how that sure was. So my mother, I kept on asking myself, whom can I talk to and all that. So the man started being violent. Okay, he started abusing me and all that.
Yeah.
Again, one day when he was coming from work, he held me so badly, also raped me the second time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he raped me. He said, now you should know you are my wife and all that. Though that day he told me, today you are the one to make my bed. And because I was like a house girl, so I had to enter his house bedroom.
And make his bed.
Yeah, and he made sure I make the bed and when he's coming. Because he told me, when he reached this time, go and make your bed. He was wiser than me. I think I was, I was
Plus
just
you were dealing with so much, Cecilia.
Yeah.
So how many years did you stay there? And did you assume the roles of a wife? Or you kept on being like the house girl who still has a child, who's being mistreated?
So I stayed there for 15 years.
15 years?
Yes. And the first year, actually, I thought I am a wife. Later on is when I realized that I'm not a wife. I'm like a house girl in this house, because everything, the treatment was so badly every time. Even after having his own children, like getting children with him, because I conceived later. I conceived his children and I got 2 boys. Yeah, very handsome boys, and thank God for that. Yeah, I got handsome boys, and when I conceived the children, I got mentality like, now I'm married.
Now I'm married.
Now I'll find favor.
Yes.
Now I'll be the best wife. Yeah, and I started fighting. He should go back now to our family. And and introduce me like a wife. I'm married. It didn't go well, because the day he was saying, I'm going to see your parents, he went with only 2 breads, like 2 bread, like, I'm going to see your parents.
Mkate.
Yeah, and my mom got so frustrated to see us, and she had called all the neighbors, come and see my daughter got married to a good man. So he never treated me well. Yeah, you can tell he never treated me like a wife. And my father told me that time, like, this is not your husband. Yeah. My father told me, this is not your husband, and things are not going well. The way I'm seeing, things are not going well. But for now, because you have children, you go back with him, but this is not your husband.
15 years with this man, Cecilia.
Yes.
What was that turning point for you? At what point did you decide, you know what, I am done being walked on. I am done wishing for a husband in this man, and I will choose me over everything else?
Yeah, it started around when I started making a prayer, like, God, I need to get out of this house. It started when he is the one who introduced me to church. Oh. Yeah, he took me to church. He said, you should be going to church. He used to take me to church. He leave me to church. I kept on looking at other women. They started talking to me, like, are you married and all that. And that was 7 years down the line is when I started making my decision slowly. It didn't go like
immediately.
Yeah, but after 15 years, 7 years is when I started planning, one day I'll go, one day I'll run, but where? Because I was suffering, and women used to tell me, this is not the right way, marriage should not be this way, this is not a marriage, and all that. So after 7 years, after like 8 years is when I decided, now
I'm done.
But it wasn't easy for me to go out of his house. He kept on closing the places, close the houses and all that. And he used to make sure he leave even the dogs, big dogs outside, so that I can't go out of the house. It was so bad. And one day God did a miracle. I can say it's a miracle. That was 2010. Yeah, that was 2010. I can remember very well, August. In the morning, and the children had gone for tuition in school. I had the daughter now, my daughter, and the 2 boys had gone. So that very morning, I was preparing to go and do some business I was doing. So he came and said, today is the day I'm going to kill you. Yeah. That is the day he said, today is the day I'm going to kill you. Today I have to see your blood, and you have to get senses in you, because I know I did a mistake. I married a house girl. I didn't know I'm marrying a foolish girl and all that. He started abusing me. Yeah, he called me all the names. And I was dressing up, and he pulled me from the bedroom. and he made sure he closed every door. But I thank God my daughter was in the other room. So my daughter could hear the commotion and all that. He carried a very big stool. He threw to me, and I managed to escape. And I thank God. My daughter, when she heard, she started crying and shouting from the bedroom because she was used to that. She kept on hearing a lot of commotion, and she also was suffering from rejection because we are in a family that doesn't love us, both of us. Actually, she was not loved. So he threw the stool, and my daughter started crying. Daddy, 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 please don't kill my mother. She came shouting like that. Don't kill my mommy. Don't kill my mommy. Kill me, because my mom has siblings, and me, I have nothing. In this world, I have nothing. But spare my mom from this. When he was holding my daughter, he wanted to beat my daughter. When he was holding my daughter is when I managed to escape. I opened the door very fast because my daughter picked the key from his hands. My daughter picked the keys. He held my daughter, so I managed to pick the keys. I opened the door. But when I went outside, he had already released the dogs. The dogs started making noise. They want to jump on me. And the neighbors, they had me crying and shouting, help, help. I thank God there was a man who was passing with a bicycle. We were living near the road. He started beating the gate so hard, like he's saying, police, police. He started shouting, saying, we are police, open the gate. And he came thinking it's his police. When he opened, the neighbors, they are the one that rescued me. And I managed to run to the neighbors. And yeah, from there, I found a good neighbor who gave me his phone, and I managed to get new things like ID, what, because I didn't have anything.
Oh my goodness. It must have been a very tough journey, starting from that point.
Yeah.
But my time is really, we are really out of time.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want to end this story here because that's not where it ends. Because you're happily married and have been for 3 years, relocated to Uganda.
Yes.
Just maybe in a minute, you can just maybe summarize
that
with how that happened before we go on a break.
Yeah. Now God is faithful because I met a mentor who really helped me after going through what I went through.
Yeah.
I met a mentor, Mama Cecilia. She's just a great woman of God. She told me she went through a lot, and she shared with me. She did a lot of counseling. And I always salute her because she really helped me. That was my starting point. And I got healed down the line 7 years. I felt like now I'm okay. Now I can start dating and all that. So God is faithful. When I was doing my business, as I have told you, I do the Uganda thing.
Yes.
I'm in my business, and here comes a man, handsome man. He came and told me I look good, and the story started.
And now it's 3 years.
Now it's 3 years. We did a very powerful wedding.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was taken around with the limousine.
Limousine! Whoa!
Cecilia. And I'm happy.
Oh my God.
And actually, I love that part because my children now, this is a good time that my children were giving me to this man. My boys were big.
They
my
were
daughter
big,
was big. They gave me to this, and now this new man. And I was happy. They are new father,
And the father loves the children. Kabisa. So it was
sana,
beautiful.
Sana.
Cecilia, my time is out. I think I have run. Nimechukua the extra minutes. I know people are angry at me down there, but you have such a powerful story, and thank you so much for sharing it with us today. I wish and hope that we had so much more time to continue, but unfortunately we do not. But continue doing what you're doing, and I need a hookup. Those shoes are bomb.
Thank you so much.
They are bomb. Asante sana kwa kuja. Do you talk to people, young people? Do you mentor? Is there a way people can reach you if they need to be talked to? If they're going through something like that?
Yeah, I have my teenagers. I have my 2 boys in university, and I'm sure they are watching right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So I normally counsel young people and tell them that God is the one.
Okay.
who can heal you and can make you become what you want to become. Because these children, they suffered a lot of rejection.
Yes.
Maybe you are in a relationship, maybe you're in a place where your parents are going through such. I do counseling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
do you have a number or a social media page that people can get you?
I do. I have Facebook, Pastor Cecilia Muthoni.
Okay.
And I also have a page, Power of Prayers. Yeah, that is a church, Power of Prayers International. And I have my number. If you want to call me, 0722 35 81 47. Yes.
And we are going on a break.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Mr. Director. We'll be right back.